Thank you, everyone, for joining Beacon Point's Women's Advisory Institute and Shine Image Consulting present today on Financially and Fashionably Fabulous. We hope to enhance your confidence through style and financial planning. Today's presentation is brought to you by our Women's Advisory Group, also known as WAY. WAY was crafted at Beacon Point to educate, empower, and engage the women of today and the young women of tomorrow on all things finance and investing. Beacon Point is proud to be the largest women-led RIA in the nation. Our female colleagues are moms, daughters, wives, sisters, and friends. We know you because we are you. I'm Jade Goodman, and I'm the moderator for today. I am the Director of Strategic and Legacy Planning here at Beacon Point. Our legacy planning team specializes in helping individuals and their families best utilize their wealth to meet their lifetime and legacy goals. We work with our advisors and clients to provide customized strategies to preserve and transfer wealth, focusing on charitable, business, financial, tax, and estate planning solutions. But we also help with more than just financial and estate planning. We look to preserve personal values, family history, charitable intentions, and other meaningful aspects of our clients' lives. Our guest speakers today are Laura Schweitzer and Jacqueline Arcuri of Shine Image Consulting. After spending 32 years in corporate sales and leadership, they have now focused their career on elevating style and professional image. Their company really emphasizes how you feel inside and how you present yourself to the world while balancing all aspects of life. I've had the pleasure of speaking with Laura and Jacqueline as we prepared for this presentation, and I'm so excited for you to hear what they're providing today, focusing on their holistic approach to your image consulting. As just some housekeeping reminders, we will have Q&A at the end of this presentation. Please feel free to submit questions at the bottom of your screen, and we will make sure to get to as many as we can. Our presenters will also be asking interactive questions, so we'd love to hear your thoughts via the chat feature. So looking on the screen now, please see where the Q&A and the chat buttons are located. And now I'd like to present to you Jacqueline and Laura.
Thank you so much, Jade. We're so excited to be here. My name is Jacqueline. This is my best friend, fellow corporate America dropout, and my co-founder of Shine Image Consulting. Thank you all for being here. We're really excited today to talk all about not only fashion and style and how that plays a part of your confidence and self-esteem, but how all of that rolls up into your overall image. But before we dive into those details, we want to take you back to a time that I'm sure is really near and dear to all of our hearts. We're going to take you back to 2020. Now, in 2020, Laura and we worked for corporate America. On paper, we had so-called made it, right? We had a 401k, we had health insurance, we had paychecks, we were secure, we were happy. But like many of us in 2020, it caused us to not only slow down, but it caused us to pause. And in 2020, we had a feeling there is something more to this. What else is there in this life? And so I was in corporate America for 17 years. Laura was there for 15. And throughout that time, the things that we loved most were really two things. Number one was the opportunity and frankly, the privilege to mentor men and women. We had the privilege of mentoring thousands between us, working on all things from professional presence to executive presentations to how to negotiate, how to persuade. We knew that whatever our next step was in life and our professional goal, we wanted to hold on to that feeling of mentoring, helping, and really watching people shine. The second area that we loved about corporate America, which may surprise some of you because corporate America is not necessarily known as like the fashion mecca unless you work for Vogue, but it was the fashion. You know, Laura and I were at our jobs, really long hours. We would travel the country for work. We had to make sure that we were bringing our love of fashion to the table. We wanted to make sure that we weren't just putting on the corporate uniform of navy, black, gray, brown suits. We wanted to bring in a little bit of flair, but of course, at an appropriate level. So Laura and I, we would text each other our outfits. We would go shopping together to make sure that we had professional wear that was appropriate for the workplace, but brought our personalities in. So the two things that we loved most about corporate America mentoring young men and women, and then the fashion. And that's truly where Shine Image Consulting was born. How do we marry the two? Because style plays such an impact on how you show up and how you project yourself. But notice that it's not called Shine Style Consulting. It's called Shine Image Consulting. And that's because the clothes are just the cherry on top. It is all about your image and the image that you want to project out into the world. And that's going to bring us to our first interaction. We'd love to know, when you think of the word image, whether it's a positive or negative connotation, what are the first words that come to mind when you think of the word image?
And feel free to put your responses in that chat function, which you'll see at the bottom of your toolbar. And as you share your insights, we'll be able to see what you think. So just looking, and I'm looking at another screen, just seeing the responses that are coming in. So we're seeing things like style and confidence, brand and persona.
These are great words. Oh my gosh.
First impressions, 100%.
Fake or surface level.
Love that.
We're going to talk about that.
Personality and purpose. So as you'll see, as we talk through some of these words, it is clear that image can have a variety of different definitions. And as Jacqueline stated, when we took a step back and really started to develop Shine, we wanted to think about, how do we define image? What were the things that we were seeing in not just the workplace, but frankly, even in personal lives with friends and acquaintances that may have gone in the way or supported an individual's overall image? And there's really two things that we really anchor to do in Shine. Is we are on a mission to change the definition of image. In our world, definition of image really encompasses two things: self-esteem and self-confidence. Now, you'll notice that we use those words as separate things because to us, they absolutely are. And oftentimes we use them interchangeably as if they mean the same thing. So if there's anything that we hope you walk away with today, is that there's a distinct difference between the two. Now, self-esteem is, what do you believe about yourself to be true? What do you think about yourself on the inside and out? What do you feel about your capabilities and what you're able to accomplish in the world? That is all self-esteem. Now, self-confidence is usually driven by your ability to obtain a skill and do it really, really well. It's that repeatable pattern of behavior to where you feel confident in what it is that you're doing. When you combine self-esteem and self-confidence, that is how you achieve the elevated image that you're looking for. So let me give you an example. So let's make an example that maybe is true for a lot of us: public speaking. We might have this fear of public speaking, but we want to have an image or convey, at least to audiences, that we can hold our own as a public speaker. Now, from a self-esteem perspective, it first starts with the belief that I can. That yes, while it's hard and maybe intimidating, I am capable of doing hard things. That's, again, that belief system that you hold inside. Now, the self-confidence comes in when you actually do the thing. When you practice speaking, that repetition over and over, that gives you the self-confidence of your skill and your capability. Now, I share that as an example because I suspect all of us on this call today have an image that we're looking to achieve internally about who we are and how we show up in the world. And it's so much more than clothes. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to be potentially controversial. What people think of you matters. Now, what I don't mean by that is, especially as I just talked about self-esteem, that you need to derive everything that you feel based on what other people think about you. But what the truth is, and the practical reality of life is that people will make an assumption about you in less than 7 seconds. 7 seconds. And as you are a professional or even in your personal life, your ability to show up and convey what you want to convey is heavily reliant on how you show up to the rest of the world. So as we took a step back and redefined this word image, we also thought about, here are the things that potentially stand in the way of women's self-esteem and self-confidence. And we're going to go through 9 lessons that we learned throughout our time in corporate America, and frankly, doing our work now as image consultants, of things that we typically see that hinder our ability to achieve the elevated image that we're looking for. So we're going to start off with our first lesson, and it wouldn't be a conversation about image if, frankly, we didn't talk about our bodies first. As you sit there, I want you to think about this question as I ask it. How many of you have the exact same body as you did when you were in high school? Maybe the exact same body you did as you had in college, or maybe even a year ago. Now, I suspect for many of us on the call, the answer to that is it's not the same. It's different. It's changed over time. Your body will change, and it will continue to change over time. And thank goodness that it does. Now, the reality of that is it can change for a variety of different reasons. It could be intentional through lifestyle decisions or changes that you're making. It could be health challenges. It could be, honestly, frankly, as obvious as just aging. And the reason I share this with you, and frankly, I've fallen victim to this myself, is it's very easy to sit and compare your body to what it once was, and then create assumptions about your belief of what you deserve. So I'll share a story with you. When I started in corporate America, I was 22, right out of college, and I didn't quite look like everyone else. I am a plus size woman. I was a plus size woman. Even that term sounds, just interesting to even say. But I did not look like everyone else. That in and of itself creates a self-esteem challenge. And I also noticed my body had evolved and changed over time. And because of that, I limited buying new clothes that fit my new corporate lifestyle that frankly would elevate me and give me the self-confidence. And I share that with you particularly as we work with clients in image consulting, and we work with women one-on-one in their closets, and we'll often see a variety of different sizes in their closet that they're holding on to, and almost an unwillingness to invest in the body that they have now. And I think we can all imagine and appreciate the challenge that has on our self-esteem, and most importantly, how that impacts the way in which we show up. So we'll start there first with all things body, and we ask that you really think about, how do you feel about your body? And how does that belief, that self-esteem, potentially show up in the way that you present yourself to the world?
This is why image is definitely more than clothes, right? So let's shift a little bit to the second lesson from corporate America that we learned and that we continue to value and practice today. The first lesson was really around self-esteem, right? Accepting your body, loving your body, the body that you have now. This lesson is more around self-confidence and building your self-confidence, right? Because as Laura shared before, self-confidence is the continuous practice of the skills that you have so that you become more confident in what you can do and how you can showcase them in the world. And that's so that other people can also feel that confidence too. When I was in corporate America, I was in sales, and my territory was Southern and Northern California. I had some really big name clients that most of us use every day in our household, but clients, frankly, that were exciting, but could be really intimidating. And I would have to present to them typically quarterly for about an hour on a wide range of topics to a wide range of individuals, each coming to the table with their own expertise and their own point of view and their own questions and concerns. I had to know my material inside and out. I had to know it from a financial perspective, a marketing perspective, technology, information security. I had to be able to deliver what I was going to share very succinctly and concisely and also keep their attention, which is very hard to do. This one particular meeting in general, I remember having a 90-minute presentation, and I knew that presentation in and out. I practiced in the car, I practiced in the shower, I anticipated questions, I was ready to go. My self-confidence was through the roof. I knew the material. When I got in there, they had something happen that day. They came in and they said, okay, Jacqueline, you have about 20 minutes. If I had not prepared, there was no way I would have been able to deliver that information, pick the important parts that we're going to reflect, and essentially engage each of those individuals of the room while also getting out what I needed from the meeting and making sure that they walked away informed. Now, this may sound basic, right? But we share this with you because with Shine Image Consulting, we work with executives, male entrepreneurs, stay-at-home moms who are trying to start their own business. We work with a variety across the professional board. And one of the things that we see most lacking is around preparation. And I think it's easy in our society, right? We're distracted. We have a lot of things going on. But we have to take the time to prepare, to read, to understand material, to anticipate questions. All of that is going to build our self-confidence. It's going to reduce uncertainty. It's going to reduce anxiety, which I think we all would probably love. It's going to increase the control that we have over the material. Because even though we cannot control what we're being asked or the environment, or if our meeting gets cut short, we can control what we deliver and the way we deliver it. And most important, what we actually say and what we want the audience to walk away with. In preparing for this presentation today, Laura and I, again, we practice in the car, we practice in the shower. So whether you are getting ready for an important meeting, whether you are pitching a new business, whether you are getting ready to have a serious conversation with a friend or a spouse, preparing is so critical. It is everything, but then also practicing, getting comfortable with the material. It's not only going to increase your self-confidence, you're going to believe even more that you can deliver the material and believe in it, and the people across from you will feel the same. Okay, let's go back to style. Again, all of this plays into image. It's so much more than clothes. Laura mentioned that we spend a lot of time with clients. We are in their very personal spaces, in their closets. They're trying on clothes with us. We are shopping with them. Many of the clients that we work with initially that we see are very focused on a size. I'm a size 4. I'm a size small. I'm a size 10. I'm a size 12. Oh, I can't wear that. That's too big. That's too small. They're almost tying themselves to a size in their mind that is limiting them from achieving, truthfully, their maximum style and feeling fantastic in how they look and when they look in the mirror. So Laura and I, we are here to tell you, and we'll explain why clothing sizes, they do not matter at all. One of Laura and I's responsibility is we have to research retailers across the globe to figure out the latest trends, the latest products, to make sure that we can meet clients of their budget and lifestyle and meet their style goals. Now, with that comes size charts all across the globe, whether it's Australia, Europe, which does things differently if you're Spain versus Italy versus the UK, America, Asia, all of them have different size charts. And then to make it even more fun, each retail clothing company has different size charts within that country. We always use this one example, but Spanx, many of us know them as shapewear company. They make amazing, amazing high quality, comfortable clothes for your professional life and your personal life. We own sizes in Spanx ranging from a small to a 1X, and the same for our clients. We share this example with you because even though we have access to clothes and retail companies across the globe, which is amazing, it's even further research and further proof of why clothing sizes don't matter, because they are going to vary not only by the country, but by the company. So what do we do with our clients so that they almost unmarry this belief in their brain that they are this one specific size? The first thing that we do is we have measuring tape. We walk around with measuring tape. It's on Amazon.
Old school style.
Old school. We encourage all of our clients to have measuring tape. And if they don't have it, we bring it with us and we take their measurements. We take their bust size, their waist, and their hips. We then use those measurements to then order clothes for them based on where those measurements fit in the size charts. It could be a small, it could be a medium, extra large, 1X, 2X, it doesn't matter because each of those size charts are different. If they are in between size charts, which many of us are, we order a size up and we order a size down. Because the worst thing we can do is that when we are styling and shopping with a client, if we don't have options for them, if an outfit doesn't fit, we do not want them to get discouraged. We want them to be able to have multiple options because, again, the size doesn't matter. So I share this with you because the average size of a woman in the US is a size 16. And the same is in the UK. Even though there is that average size, every person is different. Every person has specific measurements that are unique and personalized and beautiful to their body. Laura and I refer it to as your shine size. That is your body type. That is your unique and personal body. So invest in your shine size, take your measurements so that you are informed, whether you're shopping online or shopping in a store, of what your shine size measurements are. Before I turn it back over to Laura, I just want to share a quick story. My daughter is 7. We each have one daughter. And I love it. She loves fashion. And we were in Target one day and she was picking out like a gold sequin skirt, which was music to my ears because I love sequin. She was really excited about it. And I got her a size small because that was her like typical size. And we went in the dressing room and she said, "Mama, it's too tight. It's not comfortable." So I went out, I got her a medium, brought it back, and she put it on. And she was so excited. I share that story because it did not even cross her mind that something was wrong with the size medium. To her, it was about comfort and confidence. And it's Laura and I's job to bring that feeling back to our client, no matter what age you are, because I don't know where we lose it, but it's our job to bring it back because clothing size truly, they don't matter.
On the realm of self-confidence, one of the things that we often coach women on, and men, frankly, in professional settings is feeling comfortable in their own skin. I think we've all heard that terminology before. And where we often see it the most is in networking and social interactions. There's this almost like dread of, oh, I have to go to this networking thing and it's so deeply uncomfortable for me and I don't know what to do or say. So if that is you or remotely you in the situation, this is a good opportunity to tune in. But let's actually paint an example of what this could look like. Imagine you're at a dinner. Let's say it's with work acquaintances or colleagues where you don't really know each other and you're getting to know each other and there's a few of you and there's an individual that is sharing about themselves and they keep sharing about themselves and they keep talking about themselves and never once ask you about you. I think we can all imagine a scenario like that, whether it's even professionally or personally. And so when we talk to women and men about networking opportunities and conveying their image in a way that is positive, we focus on the advice of be interested versus interesting. One of our favorite books is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And Dale Carnegie talks about naturally people love to talk about themselves. And it's one of the best ways to influence the people that you're around. There's one of two ways or a couple ways that you can spin that. You can spin it by being the one talking about yourself or being the one that is interested in asking people about others. And the beautiful thing when you do that, whether again, it's socially or it's professionally, when you elevate the presence of others around you by being interested in who they are and what they bring to the table, your internal self-esteem immediately boosts. You feel good about who you are when you genuinely care about those that are around you. The downstream positive impact that has on your image is amazing. You're seen as somebody that's relatable, that people want to work with, that they want to engage with, that they just want to get to know and that they like. So we share this example or this idea with you as you approach engagements, again, personally or professionally, thinking about how you're showing up to those in a way that is truly focused on getting to know those around you in a genuine and positive way to elevate your self-esteem, but also convey this image of somebody that people want to get to know. Now, our lesson 5, we see this all the time, particularly working with clients in their closet and buying clothes. I have to imagine many of us on this call today have social media of some form or fashion. And we often hear from our clients, well, I follow so-and-so on Instagram or TikTok, and I bought the outfit that they recommended. And then I got it home and then it came to me, I tried it on and it didn't fit. And then I felt bad. Like I felt bad about myself. Social media is great for inspiration. And frankly, we follow it a lot to get where the trends are going, to see what people are wearing. But it's terrible for real advice when it comes to style. And frankly, with most things, nutrition, finance, familial advice as it relates to your family. So if there's anything, if you feel like this applies to you, take stock of who do I follow on social media and why? How does that impact my self-esteem and the belief of who I am on the inside? Great to have a curated view for inspiration and things to look to investigate, to learn more about. But recognize that inside, it's not about real advice and it's not personal and unique to you. And this can be extremely detrimental to your self-esteem and impact the way that you show up.
Coming from corporate America, as I shared earlier, we had the opportunity and privilege to mentor thousands of men and women. And they would come to the table with all different types of feedback that they had heard about themselves or that was shared with them, or perceptions of themselves that was shared with them. Things that were maybe disguised as I'm too reactive, or I don't come to the table with enough logic behind decisions that I make, or I react too much to my gut, or I seem cold or unapproachable. And it was Laura and I's job, and we still do it to this day when we mentor men and women. We had to dig really deep to figure out where is that feedback coming from. And there's a variety of different areas that can hinder the overall image that our people we were mentoring were coming to the table with. One of the areas that we would tackle a lot was when people were making decisions, mostly managers in the job or people leaders, because you were faced with a lot of decisions, right? You had to do projects, timelines, you had to make decisions about teams and people and clients. And we would often see that people were making decisions using their heart or using logic, not necessarily balancing both. We would hear a lot of, well, that's just what my gut reaction says, or this is what feels good to me, or this allows me to sleep at night. Or, well, that's what the data says. That's what the numbers say. So we're going to go do that. What we have found, and this is a critical part of strengthening your emotional intelligence, a key part of personal development, is balancing heart and logic. You need both, right? You need heart because heart reflects your personal values, your emotions. It does allow you to sleep at night. You don't want to regret decisions that you make. You want to be authentic to who you are. And you also need logic. You need to understand consequences. You need to understand risks, budgeting, analysis, short-term decision-making, long-term. But the key part is balancing both. People need to be able to trust you, knowing that you're using your heart, but they also need to have confidence in your decision-making, that you're using the logic to make the right decision. So if we always share it, like people should listen to their gut. Of course, that's your inner voice, but also making sure you're listening to your brain too. What is the logical part of you saying? And making sure that you're constantly working towards balancing both and using heart and logic. Okay, let's go back to fashion. People will ask us a lot, Okay, what are like quick style tips that I can do to elevate my image, elevate my wardrobe? And what Laura and I would say, style is attainable for any body, meaning any physical body at any budget. We truly believe that, and we work with our clients on that. But 3 quick things that we say to people that we spend a ton of time training our clients is to put on jewelry, no matter if you're in a fancy dress or whether you're in athleisure for the day. Making sure that you choose the right shoes, which is more complicated than it probably has to be, but really can bring an outfit together and finish it. And the third is to shine your waistline. Now, we don't unfortunately have time to go into all 3, but we're going to focus on shine your waistline today because that is, frankly, the most difficult for a lot of our clients to do. We encourage you to follow us on Instagram. We share a lot of different style tips that go into the other areas. And to Laura's last point, our Instagram is there for inspiration, not to tell you to go buy something. But let's focus on shining your waistline because truly this is one of the areas that our clients have the most trouble with. So here we have Laura. She is in a white button down, which we wore a lot of in corporate America. She's got dark jeans on and she has flat sandals. Now, obviously, you can tell by her body language and her different visual cues, she's not super happy with the way she looks. She knows that there's something better. So we're going to give her a few seconds and she's going to spice this look up by not changing the outfit, but just adding a few quick tips. And I'm going to walk you through those. Okay, first of all, Laura looks fabulous, right? You could tell instantly in her body language and her visual confidence. You could feel it off of herself. But let's go to the end of her video. A few quick tips that she changed in her outfit to take it from honestly standard to shine. She unbuttoned her button down. Now, button downs, they are classy, they are timeless and professional, but also can be casual. But frankly, if they're not styled right, they could look really stiff. So what she did was she unbuttoned the top buttons, unbuttoned a few here, pulled the collar down. What this automatically does is draw attention to the waistline, which is what we're trying to do. She added necklaces up here to also bring attention up here. We want people to look at your face. We want people to look you in the eyes when you're talking to them. She added necklaces and jewelry, again, for some visual enhancement up here, and also to just add some shine to the look. She swapped out the flat sandals with a sneaker with a little bit of an elevated sole. The elevated sole not only gives her a little bit of height, it elongates her legs, it lets the outfit flow, where sometimes flat shoes can just end an outfit a little bit too quickly at the bottom of what she's wearing. Now, the biggest part of this outfit change is that she shined her waistline. We tell clients all the time, whether you are in an oversized t-shirt, whether you are on a button down, whether you are wearing a dress and it needs a belt, to shine the waistline. It creates proportion when people are physically looking at you. And honestly, it enhances your self-confidence and self-esteem. Maybe not right away, because it takes a little bit of time to get used to that. But shining your waistline is the #1 easiest thing you can do to enhance your look. There are a variety of ways of doing this, whether you add a belt, a little bit of a jacket, a blazer that cinches at the waist. But for today's purposes, for Laura's outfit, just tucking in a little bit of the button down, her silhouette shows, her waistline is shining, and most of all, her confidence in the way she looks and how she shows up is increased with just few minimal outfit changes. We're going to do one more video because the winter months are coming. And we're going to do a look with an oversized sweater and jeans. So this is myself, oversized cozy sweater, a little bit of black jeans, and I have like flat loafers on, suede loafers. Now you can tell from my body language too, the outfit is comfortable as heck, but it doesn't really do much from a style standpoint. Let's switch it up. Now, for purposes of this video, I did end up changing the look. Let me play it so you can see a little bit of the front. Okay. So what I did with this look, I put on a sweater, a little bit of a camel colored sweater that actually, it fits my color analysis. As part of Shine, we offer color analysis to our clients. I'm a soft autumn. Earth colors tend to complement my hair, skin, and eyes really well. So I swapped out the sweater for a little bit of a warmer tone sweater. Even though it is a sweater, I still tucked it in at the waist to shine the waistline. Because I didn't swap out the jeans. So I have the longer black jeans, but I put on a black shoe. And the reason I put on a black shoe is because the other color shoe was almost drawing attention to the bottom of the outfit because it was a different color than the pants. With the black shoes, it elongates the legs and keeps the outfit flowing. They're also pointy black shoes. Pointy tends to flatter the legs most and elongate the outfits versus a round toe. Simple last edit I made was I added big gold earrings. One of the areas that our clients give us a hard time for, but then they end up loving us, besides shining their waistline, is upping their jewelry game. We have a lot of clients who will save fancy jewelry or save bigger statement jewelry for a wedding or a big event that they have or a fancy dinner. And Laura and I's philosophy when it comes to jewelry is to wear jewelry every day. Don't save it. So we have a little bit of a gold statement earring that causes, again, attention up here. It adds some shine to the look and just finishes the look. So if there's anything that these videos show you, our goal is to show you that style. It does not have to be super complicated. You can take what you have now, tuck in your top, even though it may be a little bit uncomfortable. We get messages from clients all the time who push back on us, and now they send us pictures and messages saying, I shine my waistline today. It's the most minor thing and it takes time to get comfort, but once you see the difference, you will notice that you're not hiding your body anymore. You're shining your waistline and your confidence is increasing when it comes to your style. Never forget the jewelry and make sure you choose the right shoes, but more on our Instagram about that.
So we're going to focus as we near the end of our lessons on communication. So while we're hitting the style home, you have the really, really great outfit. But let's now talk about how communication can play a really, really critical role in the image that you convey to others. So whether we like it or not, the reality is that our results in business and in life is often driven by the communication that we have and share with other people. Now, coming from corporate America, we would learn, and as we've shared with you, that we would spend a lot of time preparing for the what it is that we were going to say. And that is extremely important. It builds that self-confidence 100%. But equally as important as what you are saying, it's how in which you say it. The how can be very critically important to people's perceptions of you and your capability. So rather than to tell you about that, we're going to actually show you an example. And as we share the example, we would love to get your feedback in the chat of what you're observing from these two vignettes. We're going to show you the first vignette of Jacqueline in a professional scenario where she's working with a colleague. And she's going to be communicating in a certain way. And we would love to hear what you think about her communication approach.
Hey, Laura, can you hear me? Hi, okay. I'm really sorry to bother you. I just need your help with this proposal. Do you have time? Because what I'm thinking is we could either go option A, B, or C, but C makes me nervous and B has a lot of detail and A, I really, really love. And I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit of a hot mess over this. And I really need your help. I'm sorry to bother you. Are you able to help me?
So welcome your feedback in the chat. And we're starting to get some ideas in and thoughts.
I'm definitely rambling, yes.
Jacqueline isn't confident. She's rambling. I love
Stop apologizing.
Stop apologizing. Yes.
Spot on.
So what you notice in Jacqueline's communication style is that she's very tentative in her voice. While she looks amazing.
Hot mess.
Hot mess, yeah. Jacqueline looks amazing. But your outfit only takes you so far, right, ladies? So the way in which how Jacqueline's communicating, unnecessarily apologetic, visually frustrated and flustered, doesn't allow room for engagement with the individual that she's talking to. I think you can imagine that this leads to an impression of Jacqueline's capabilities that frankly probably aren't true. Love this comment. She never let the person acknowledge her before she starts rambling. Yes, 100%. All right, now we're going to play you a second video of maybe a better approach to
More
communication.
confident.
Hi, Laura, how are you? I'm doing really well, thank you. I wanted to run some aspects of this proposal by you. What time do you have today to discuss? That sounds great. A little preview is that I'd like to go through the details of A, B, and C and get your thoughts on each one. I'm leaning towards A. I do like C, but it makes me a little nervous. So if you could be prepared to talk through that with me, I feel like we can knock that out and get it done. How does that sound?
So we welcome your thoughts on what's distinctly different in this scenario. So feel free to put those in the chat. But hopefully you're picking up on immediately, Jacqueline had a very different tone and delivery. She sat taller. The tone was confident and clear. She professionally commanded the support that she needed. Oftentimes we hear from our clients, I need help professionally. I don't know how to ask for it. She gave an opportunity to very clearly state, here's some options that I'm considering. I need your help and opinion. And ask the individual, how does that sound? So offering an opportunity for engagement.
These are so great.
These are great responses, calm and professional, direct and to the point. Oh, I love this, direct but not bossy.
Ask for collaboration, respectful of their time and getting to the point. Love that too.
My favorite part of this video is that Jacqueline authentically described that she was worried about it, but she didn't come across as that she was a frazzled, hot mess, right? And I share that as my favorite part because, you know, I think as women, potentially, we're often encouraged to leave like feminine, what are construed as typical feminine things about who we are at the door. But there is a way to still be who we are and convey us on the inside authentically.
She's not bossy. She has leadership qualities. Love that.
Yeah. Oh, I love individuals that are confident, made me trust her judgment. And that's ultimately what we're looking for, right?
Love that.
So again, when we're working with clients and we often might hear, hey, I'm not where I want to be in my professional career for whatever reason, we will dig and we'll ask a lot of questions. And more often than not, in addition to style, we will uncover, frankly, communication opportunities that lead to challenges and how they might be perceived in their professional careers. And so we encourage you to think about how this may or may not apply to you. And again, no one's perfect. I mean, we certainly fall victim to opportunities in communication all the time, but it is about having that level of awareness of not just the what you say, but how you say it. All right, our last lesson, particularly important, I would say, in a post-COVID world, is two things: not underestimating getting in the room physically with people and interacting, but dressing for the room. And we're not just saying that because, oh, we're stylists and clothes are important, we love fashion. You know, that's certainly true. However, we do not underestimate the role that getting dressed plays on our self-esteem.
On personal days too.
For sure. Think about a time in your life where you felt really, really confident. And I suspect you'll be able to remember the outfit in which you wore and how it made you feel. When you put on that really great outfit, it boosts your self-esteem. You walk taller, you stand brighter. And the reality is people observe and notice that. As professional women, as many of us probably are on this call, and even outside of our professional lives, I would also say we have a sense of responsibility to show up in a way that conveys that level of confidence. I'll say as a mother, that is distinctly important to me in raising my daughter. Showing her that the way in which we show up, including getting dressed for those moments and being confident, is everything in terms of our self-esteem and our confidence that ultimately allows us to achieve that image that we're looking to achieve. So we went through a lot of different lessons today. And these are all our lessons that really help build that self-esteem and self-confidence to help you achieve the image that you're looking for.
So much more than clothes.
Absolutely more than clothes. Now, this confidence absolutely is needed true in finance. And so I will kick it over to Jade to talk through her financial tips to really live that fashionable and fabulous life.
Thank you, Jacqueline and Laura. As many of our attendees know, one of Beacon Point's 3 fundamental pillars focuses on our clients' life and legacy planning. We combine that pillar with mission I mentioned earlier to educate, empower, and engage women. But more importantly, women not only influence culture and society at large, but they already control over half of the country's wealth. Let's add to that the fact that over the next decade, over $30 trillion in US wealth is expected to be transferred to younger women. Women are going to control and influence more money than ever before. And as these women become more active in financial decision making, we want to focus the next few minutes on a few simple but key reminders and action items to help each of you with your financial lives. For time purposes, I am going to go fairly fast. However, I want you to know that there will be a post-meeting recap email that will give you some more takeaways and tasks that you can focus on. But first and foremost, just like a custom suit, we want you to tailor your financial planning to your station in life. Our attendees today span multiple generations and life paths. What might be right for one may not be right for another attendee. So we want you to focus on you. Each stage of your life, whether you're starting your career, raising a family, preparing for retirement, they each require different financial strategies. By recognizing where you are, you can set realistic goals, manage risks, and make informed financial decisions tailored to your current and future needs. At Beacon Point, we break this planning down further into planning by the decades. We'll be sharing more specific information for each age and stage in life and our post-meeting recap. For our first takeaway, we want you to focus on your net worth. Now, to be clear, net worth is not aligned with self-worth, but knowing your net worth is important because it gives you a clear picture of your financial health and helps guide your financial decisions. So after today's meeting, we ask that you create a financial snapshot. Your net worth is the difference between what you own, your assets, and what you owe, your liabilities, such as your mortgage or any credit card debt. By calculating your net worth, you're going to get an accurate snapshot of your overall financial standing. It's really going to help you determine if you're on track to meet your financial goals or if you're possibly accumulating more debt than wealth. For our second takeaway, we want you to set a budget. Setting a budget is one of the most effective ways to manage your personal finance and achieve both your short-term and long-term goals. Setting that budget will help you take control over your finances, achieve those goals, reduce stress, and prevent debt. The most important purpose is also to increase your savings. If you're just starting out on budgeting, we recommend splitting your income into 50, 30, 20. The last 20% is key. This is your savings. Once you have a 6-month emergency fund, we also want you to focus on maybe college for your children or retirement. And going one step further into savings, we do want to discuss retirement. Per the US Census, if we can go one more slide, per the US Census, women are more likely than men to have no retirement savings. Over 50% of women in the study, ages 55 to 66 in the US, had no personal retirement savings. And for those women that have saved, research shows women have about 30% less saved by the time they retire than men do. While there are many reasons behind this in women's personal and professional savings, we want you to take away and check your savings and retirement at this time. So on the screen, we show a quick, easy snapshot. By age 45, we're recommending at least 4 times your current salary, and that increases as you get closer to retirement. For our next takeaway, we want you, after this meeting, to check your credit score. Knowing your credit score is important because it directly impacts your financial opportunities and can help you make informed decisions about managing credit and borrowing. But even more importantly, it can help find any errors or possibly identify any identity theft. We recommend using annualcreditreport.com, and despite its name, you can check your credit report from all 3 major bureaus on a weekly basis. Next, we want you to check your insurance. You know, you've spent so much time building your wealth, building your closet, focusing on your style. Now we want to make sure that you have policies in place that offer protection for different aspects of your personal life and help manage financial risks. So many people have health insurance to cover medical expenses. There are individual, family, and group health plans. But we also want you to look and take note of any life insurance, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renter's insurance, disability, umbrella, travel, or long-term care, among others. We also recommend having these insurance policies checked about every 2 years with a broker. Our next tip is to ensure you have a comprehensive estate plan. So many people think of the estate plan as just the will, just focusing on the distributions of assets upon your passing. But within that estate plan, there are numerous other documents. For most of our clients, they're going to also have a revocable living trust in addition to their will. So the trust creates their rules and goals not only upon their passing, but during their life, should they become incapacitated. There are also powers of attorney for financial matters and powers of attorney for medical, which may also be known as a healthcare directive or proxy, HIPAA authorization, living will. Basically, you are setting your decisions and intent in writing and who can make those decisions for you if you're unable. And also, do not forget beneficiary designations. If you have any assets or financial accounts that have beneficiary designations, such as retirement accounts or maybe a joint account with a spouse, they may override your estate plan. So we want to make sure that beneficiary designations are also coordinated with your estate plan. Our next tip is to ensure that both your financial and estate plan are as current as your wardrobe. You know, fashion trends change, your life changes. We want to make sure that that financial plan and the estate plan keep current. For financial planning, at least annually, though maybe more frequently. For estate planning, we recommend reviewing your estate plan at least every 5 years. However, if there's any major life change, such as birth of a child or a grandchild, death, marriage, divorce, legislative changes, major moves, please meet with your financial planner or estate planning attorney to ensure that your financial and estate plans are still reflective of your goals, intents, and the laws at that time. And finally, we want to make sure that you're incorporating your charitable giving into your personal style. Charitable giving can reflect both during your life, the charities that you're currently taking care of, or upon creating a legacy. The charitable giving can reflect both your personality and add a personal touch and help convey your personal values and strategies. First, we want you to choose causes that you're passionate about. And it also can be more involved than just financial support. You can engage with charities you're supporting through volunteer, your time, skills, expertise. Hands-on involvement can deepen your connection to the cause and allow you to make a more personal impact. And also from an estate planning perspective, that can help transfer your goals and intent to the next generation so that they can also focus on the same causes. And for that, I know I kept that quick. We do have additional resources that we will be sharing with you. So after this meeting, And then also, we wanted to recommend reading Your Dollars Are Cents. It was created by multiple women here at Beacon Point, focusing on relatable financial planning tips. It is available on Amazon. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple for our podcast, Your Dollars Are Cents. And now for Q&A.
I know that we're going to do some Q&A, right, Jade? And I think if folks have to drop off, we recognize that we're at the top of the hour, but certainly we are going to stay on for about 15 minutes and answer some Q&A for the questions that we received, or if you have questions that are coming in.
So I think both the questions so far in our Q&A are about style. So I'll pitch the first one. I have a question about hair. What are the best hair products? How do you look stylish? Do you have to get your hair done professionally every week?
Oh,
This is near and dear to Laura's heart.
No,
this question.
I love the hair question. So, I want to start first with how to look stylish. I think what's most important is that no different than clothes, your hair should be a personalized recommendation. So when working with a hairstylist, if you have one, or if not, when you're getting one, it should always start with a level of consultation. And that should include honestly, your day in the life, like your willingness to actually do your hair on the daily basis, like what fits into your lifestyle, discussing options as it relates to like your face shape, which as a hairstylist is going to be most critical in helping you define. So at the risk of not overtly saying like, go get this haircut, the most important thing you do is to frankly speak with a hairstylist professional that gives you a personalized recommendation based on your face shape and your lifestyle. Now, I think the second part of that question is, do I have to get my hair done professionally every single week? And the answer to that is absolutely not. And this is where the consultation with the hairstylist is very important. If they are not asking you about your lifestyle and the level of time and effort that you're able to give your hair, it's probably not the right hairstylist for you. There are plenty of options that will allow you to maintain a low maintenance hairstyle that is still unique to you and fits you, but also conveying the image that you're looking to achieve. And then lastly, from a product perspective, sticking with products that have, honestly, the less ingredients, the better. One of my favorite products is Davines, Davines. It is a little bit on like the pricier point, but you actually have to use less of it. Tremendous product, largely natural, and reduces all the parabens that you get in other products. So
good for colored hair, right?
Yeah, and very good for colored hair if you've got that.
I'm going to hit some quick notes in the chat. One was asking for your Instagram account profile name. I shared it in the chat. It's shared on the screen, and I was going to let you both share it as well.
Yes, so we are at Shine Image Consulting on Instagram. We're very active on Instagram. It's probably our most active social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I share that with you because we share a lot of guidance around style. Again, not go buy this product, but it's more of how do you style this outfit. We really want our community to walk away with simple, easy to implement tactics that can elevate their style, whether they're in athleisure or whether they're wearing a suit for work. But please engage with us. You can send us a direct message, engage on one of our posts.
Mm-hmm.
We love the community. We go back and forth with all of our members daily. And so please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you on there.
Next question. In a world that seems to be getting more and more casual, would you agree that the thinking of it's always better to be overdressed than underdressed still rings true today?
Oh, thank you, COVID. I think we both have thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Right? I think so. A few things. My goal is to not joke about COVID, but I think from a style perspective, COVID definitely made us go even more casual, right? I mean, when Laura and I were still in corporate America, it was during COVID, and we joke with our clients, like we would roll out of bed, we would put on our daytime sweatpants, we would put a blazer over our t-shirt and put some lipstick on, and there we were for the day. that repeated exercise of not taking the time to invest in our style and show up the best really started to have negative effects on how, frankly, just how we felt about ourselves. And I think we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of basically the impact of that. And so I think there is a sense that the world is getting a little bit more casual. I will say though, and in all frankness, we do challenge our clients around that. We will really focus on getting dressed and what that means. Now, does that mean one day you want to be in leggings and a sweatshirt and sneakers? By all means, do it. But is there a way that you can still wear that and show up in an elevated way by adding the jewelry, by making sure your waistline is shining, by making sure that you have the right shoes, maybe not shoes you'd go to the gym in, but some different type of shoe that's a little bit more elevated than like a standard exercise sneaker with an athleisure outfit? If it means finding the right pair of jeans that you are confident in, but also comfortable so that you'll reach for them. A lot of women, frankly, don't wear jeans because they're uncomfortable and we can't blame them. So that's where we come in to really help them find that. And then again, when you have to dress up for work, making sure that you're finding the right clothes that fit you, that are complementary to your hair, skin, and eyes, you'll be able to see the difference in the different colors that you wear that are complementary to you. So I share all of that is because even though maybe the world is getting a little bit more casual, Laura and I are big proponents of getting dressed. We believe being dressed, overdressed versus underdressed. We still believe in that rule. There's some rules that we ignore from our moms. That's one that we don't. But we believe that no matter how casual you are, you can still be elevated.
What are your current favorite brands to shop for workwear?
Oh man, we love, gosh. So I'll first hit like Nordstrom is a great like all-in-one place because they carry a variety of brands with a variety of like price points. So
Sizes.
and sizes. So I share that from a size inclusivity, budget inclusivity, and the wide variety of brands. You're going to get the biggest bang for your buck in terms of finding opportunities there. I would say other brands, Eloquii, which is a plus size brand, is great. Spanx. I know we all know Spanx from like a shapewear perspective. They were recently bought out, had a huge cash infusion. Their whole brand is very different. They make clothes, both athleisure as well as workwear, very comfortable, and it dry cleans and washes well for those that care about that.
Good American.
Good American is excellent for workwear. They call it their boss wear line, but they have a lot of really great options there as well that are size inclusive.
And I think the important thing there, and I think this is kind of just like the way society has shaped us when it comes to style, is like, I'm going to throw a lot of options at you, right? Like there's so many, like you walk into Nordstrom Rack, and as much as we love Nordstrom Rack, it can be overwhelming, right? And I think, and it's the same with like trends and which stores to shop at, and don't even talk about the online world, right? Like, I think where we really start with our clients is like building a level of education when it comes to style. It's like, okay, let's take your measurements so that we can determine your shine size and how to dress for your body type. Number two, what are the colors that look best on you with your hair, skin, and eyes? What are the colors that really complement those features? Then, based on your budget and how you spend your time, are you working out of the home? Are you in an office? Are you in front of clients? What are the outfits that you need? So those three pieces, right? How to dress for your body type, the colors that complement you, and basically what are you going to spend and how do you spend your time? That really should serve as the foundation for where you shop and why you need to shop at certain places.
On the next question, any brands you like for tall women who are not also plus sized?
Love that question.
Yeah.
So Nordstrom and Macy's are excellent in terms of like searching for tall, like or length. I'm going to say a retailer that might throw some people out of their chairs for a second, but Abercrombie and Fitch. Now, this is not the Abercrombie of potentially
triggering times.
Like triggering times. They actually have changed over ownership and management, and they carry a variety of lengths, both long and extra long. So if you were even over 6 feet tall, and they carry staple basic workwear for all size ranges, from size 00 all the way up to, I think, size 26. So really great, actually like tailored pant, blazer, like excellent. I would also say skewing towards European brands, they tend to fit to a taller silhouette. So a brand like Mango is an excellent brand. We find that
Zara.
their stuff is absolutely made for individuals that are a little bit taller.
Spanx also and Anthropology.
Yes.
They make tall and it's easy to shop their website.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on wearing belts in today's fashion environment? Yes, no, or maybe?
Great, but not absolutely necessary. For us, outside of a functional purpose, actually, let me take a step back. If you're wearing a belt for functional reasons to keep pants on your waist, we would encourage you actually to not do that and go get your pants tailored. You'll be more comfortable and less fidgeting with your pants overall. Belts should strictly, frankly, be used from a stylistic perspective. We lean into belts in looks that are more monochromatic, right? So like a brown on brown, like tan on tan, black on black, to really break up the look and create that waist accentuation. In addition to pants that maybe don't show the waist as much, we will lean into a belt to create that visualization around the belt.
I think the other area where we use belts too is to break up a pattern. So if you have like a pattern dress or a pattern top and pattern skirt, having the belt to really accentuate the waistline and break up the patterns. But truthfully, belts, this may be controversial, they're overrated in my opinion. They can really overstyle a look. So unless you're using it to style something specifically, like break up a pattern or shine the waistline as Laura shared, or add an accessory because your other parts of your body, like earrings or jewelry, if you don't have those accessories, that's where a belt can come in.
I'm going to choose about 3 more questions. I know we're already 10 minutes past the hour. The next one is, can you address those of us who need to wear an N95 mask when we meet in person?
Sure. I can appreciate the challenge. I think that brings a lot of people. Your smile is the first thing people usually receive about you when they're interacting, and you immediately lose that. I think the way that we combat that challenge is we anchor to other elements of our face so that people are looking up here and interacting with you. So things like jewelry are going to be essential.
Yep, absolutely.
And wearing your hair in a way that complements your outfit. So if you like a collared,
like this,
a shirt that's a little bit higher or more collared, pull your hair back so people see more of your face, will be critical to overcome the challenge that a mask might represent in terms of that human interaction and losing that smile.
What are your thoughts on a capsule wardrobe?
So we love capsule wardrobes. I think a few things to keep in mind. One, it is a marketing technique, right? Based on like influencers will use it, different retailers will use them. I think it goes back to, again, it's inspiration, right? Like, here's your capsule wardrobe, go get all these pieces. But I would ask yourself, when you're looking at the capsule wardrobe, does it fit my body type, my shine size? Is it in the right colors for me? Does it fit my lifestyle? Does it fit my budget? So we absolutely believe in a capsule wardrobe, but there's not a universal capsule wardrobe for individuals. There's a personalized capsule wardrobe based on those factors that we shared, your shine size, your colors, your budget, your lifestyle, and then go from there to build the pieces that you are best going to mix and match for your lifestyle and to frankly maximize your dollar. So we believe in it. We love it. We build them for our clients, but we don't believe in universal capsule wardrobes.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of capsule wardrobes on social media, and it truly is to get you to buy the items that they list in the capsule. However, the intent of what you're really creating is versatility in your wardrobe. And that's something that we work on with clients. Buying a few pairs of pants that can be mixed and matched with other components in your wardrobe. It's budget conscious. It makes sense for lifestyle. But to Jack's point, I think buying the one capsule that maybe is sold to you probably doesn't make the most sense because it's not personalized to you.
Great question. Thank you.
I think this is an amazing question. I would love to have an entire webinar on this too as well, but how would someone go about finding the colors that complement you? I see a lot of talk about this on TikTok. And I will say we've had some talks about this internally as well, just among colleagues.
Yeah. So you see a lot of this on social media. And so Laura and I, we wanted to, I think coming from the financial world, like where you have credentials to back up what you're selling and offering clients, we are certified from the Fashion Stylist Institute to do color analysis on your hair color, your eye color, and your skin color. And so there's different like apps and programs you could use. I know there's different social media tools, but we do a very personalized approach with pictures of you in certain lighting, and to make sure that we find the best colors for your hair, skin, and eyes. And it takes a step further to not only determine, okay, what are the best colors that complement those features, but maybe what are some colors that I should avoid, or maybe not avoid, but maybe wear on the bottom half of my body versus the top, because that's where your hair, skin, and eyes are. Which are the ones that are going to complement up here? We also take it a step further to tell you what jewelry tones look best with your color analysis. So should I do bright silver, bright gold? Should I do pearls? What about rose gold? All of that plays into the color analysis. It really just gives you the foundation from a style perspective of where should you invest your clothes and where should you invest your jewelry on how you want to really best bring out those features. So I know there's a lot of tools on social media. We're not super familiar with those. We take a very scientific approach using our certification. But if you have more questions, we're happy to answer them on social media.
Last question. We're almost to 12:15 Mountain Pacific time. I'm going to combine two.
Okay.
One, are there fall trends that you would maybe avoid? And two, what are your favorite work appropriate fall trends right now? And with that.
So the fall trends that we are loving right now, leopard is its own color this season. You're probably seeing leopard everywhere. And there's absolutely a way to wear leopard professionally. I know that some individuals, it feels it's out of the box, and maybe potentially like gray, navy, black, which are typical like professional colors. When you pair a blazer with a leopard, it's absolutely a way to engage in a more professional look to wear leopard. So we love leopard. You can wear it professionally. It depends on the shoes and the jackets you pair with it. I would say secondly, we have lots of tall boots. Grant, we see those every season, but we're seeing slouchy boots. You've probably seen them out shopping. We would encourage to stick with a neutral tone. Those are absolutely professional. I would just keep the heel at least under 3 inches to keep that professional. What else are we loving?
I think also like this goes back to the casual question that we got asked before. A trend that we love right now is menswear, right?
Yes.
And we love this menswear idea of like suiting and vests and blazers, because it's actually getting a little bit away from casual and bringing the sophistication and class back into work. I think we love styling our clients in different aspects of menswear. And I think getting away from like the typical suiting colors of like black, navy, like really leaning into like the light grays, the camels, the deeper navies, right? Like colors, the maroons, like based on your color analysis, colors that are a little bit outside the box, but still professional. But menswear is a trend that we love. And I think one final note on trends, like don't feel like you have to embrace every trend. Like I think it was last year, the color of the year was like lilac or something, and lilac is not my color. So don't be afraid to look at trends and say like, this may not work for me. Like, don't be afraid to embrace them, but don't feel like you need to embrace every one of them. Once you know what works for you, you can definitely experiment and have fun, but don't feel the pressure of like, oh my gosh, now I need to go buy mesh shoes, which are everywhere. We don't love that trend, but that's just some examples.
Well, we thank you, Jacqueline and Laura, for your time today and all of your useful tips, and for everyone for joining us. We thank you and look forward to meeting next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.